Hey everyone, this is Friday Morning Movie Reviews. I'm Nathan CK,
Louis Angel.
and we're going to be reviewing this new movie that just came out this week along with Halloween, but not Halloween, The Hate You Give.
We'll get to Halloween.
We'll get there. So we're reviewing The Hate You Give, and
It's got a really long cast, so bear with me. Amanda Sternberg, Regina Hall, Russell Hornsby, Anthony Mackie, Issa Rae, Common, Algie Smith, who looks a lot like Will Smith, doesn't he?
Will Smith.
And Sabrina Carpenter, KJ Apa. Just to give you a glimpse, this huge cast in this movie, right? And I hated the trailer for this movie, not because of what was in the trailer itself, but because Cinemark beat this trailer into us.
Yeah.
We must have seen this trailer good like 30 times before seeing this movie.
At least. Because we know we see a lot of movies.
Yeah. Now, what I really liked about it is the trailer only gives you like the first 10, maybe 15 minutes of the movie.
Right.
And, you know, Amanda Sternberg puts this movie on her back. She is fantastic in this movie. And her character, basically, she goes to a party. She meets an old friend there. Something bad happens. Best friend, the Rhonda, her Harry. They leave. They get pulled over, and her friend gets shot by a police officer, and her friend is unarmed.
And he ends up dying.
He dies. That's in the trailer. And for the next 2 hours and 13 minutes, we wrestle with the weight of being the voice for the person who's passed.
Right.
And let's start with the positives. What do you like about the movie?
So, I mean, this movie, once you do something like this, has a lot to juggle. I mean, so many questions to ask, so many very specific questions, and it has to do that in a way that, serves a great purpose. And especially for, Star's character, Amanda's character.
I like that name, Amandla.
Amandla.
Because it doesn't end the way you would expect it to end.
Not Amanda.
Not Amanda.
And so, it has to give that character justice because she's the one pulling the weight of this movie, right? And, there's so much other things that end up being entangled within, this happening that, her best friend got shot. So the things that worked in this movie definitely are the parts where we see her and her family. And of course, no family is perfect, and there's definitely stuff that
I will argue that point. Regina Hall is a great mother in this. No, of course, no family's perfect. Okay, the dad in this movie is the best dad in a movie since Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, right? That to me, he was so great. I loved him.
I mean, every time we've seen him on screen, I mean, he just brought
him and KJ Apa have a very humorous scene, and KJ Apa is really used. Sabrina Carpenter, she gets kind of like the thankless role. Someone had to do it, and bless her, it had to be her. But it's Amanda Sternberg's movie.
It is, and we're watching her through, high school. Her senior year of high school, and is she going to speak on this? Is she going to come out? Is she going to, have this go to trial? And how does that affect, her two worlds, right? Between, her
school life and her home life.
And they're two completely polar opposites, right? Because you're more, maybe you could argue less than middle class area, and then you're in absolutely,
it looks like Tony Stark designed the school. And
yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to this school.
Yeah, that school looks amazing. We see her just deal with the weight of seeing this murder, and then she has to deal with the weight, like, okay, if I talk, I'm destroying my worlds, basically. I have to make this choice. I can't go back from that. This was based on a book, and take this as you will. It's like, this movie is like Watchmen, right? Where they crammed everything from the book into the movie. Yeah. And, like, they didn't take anything out. It felt like, I haven't read the book, but that's what it felt like. It felt like, okay, We're not going to take anything out of the book. Everything from the page is going on screen. And I think the movie's great. I don't think the movie needed to be 2 hours and 13 minutes long.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
thought once we hit like the hour 40 point, we were both like, okay, this is a long movie. And it's great, but you felt the length of it.
Right. And I mean, sitting through the movie, of course, it's not like the content is bad. I mean, the content is amazing. That's the point, is that there's so much good content that you're almost doing yourself a disfavor with not including that. But on the other hand, you have to, sit through that 2 hours
and 13 minutes. And look, I think this is one of the most important movies of the year.
It is.
I think this is best picture material. If I'm
It
voting
is.
at the Oscars, this would make my, and yeah, Amanda does a great job. Director did a great job. The writing was really good, but there were some points, especially in the third act, where I'm like, oh, okay, that felt a little way too on the nose.
Yeah.
And I hate narration in movies. And this movie's got bounds narration. And you kind of know exactly where it's going, which is why the movie feels as long as it does. Because
Right.
She needs to hit these beats.
Right.
And it's taking her so long to get from here to here to here. But overall, I still thought everyone should see this movie. I thought it was very worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely worthwhile movie. But also, like, somehow how the cops act in the movie is
Oh, this movie takes a side.
not exactly
well,
and how they would act.
That's why they have the Common character in here. Common, Common needs to be in more movies.
Yes,
Every
he
time
does.
he's in the movie, I'm like, hey, that's Common. I like Common. And I like Common a lot, but he's there to provide that aspect,
and
that
he's there.
counterpoint.
He's there for that counterbalance.
Exactly.
To equalize, to bring us back. I'm like, okay, well, here's this side, but you're also offering it in a light where
I thought he made very valid
It's
points. didn't he?
more right.
He
right.
made,
and even though it's hard to
you
see those things.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just it's what it has to be, because I mean,
It's not what it
in a
has to be, but it's
point,
what it is.
it's
what it is.
It's what it is, and
nothing
people
has
hate
to be
it
this
is what
way.
it is. But it's just I mean, unfortunately, they have their own lives too, and we're both trying to kind of live in and
We'll live with this hatred
be
that
coexisting with each other, and
this movie is timeless in a way where this movie is as relevant as it was in the 50s
right.
as it is now in the
Just like the movie
20 times.
Detroit,
Yeah,
that had shot.
I need to get around to seeing
You
Detroit.
have to see that, man.
Um,
Come on.
Is anything else we want to add before we rate this thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was really great. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. I do think it belongs there, up for Best Picture. I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. 4.7 out of 5, guys. I had to do it. Come on. You were very generous in the last review. Come on, man.
I like
Very
that
generous.
movie. We mean generous.
Very
I felt I gave the movie what I felt.
I thought I was
it
being
deserved.
generous.
Well, I just give movies what I think they deserve.
Equally so.
Great movie though.
Great
You
movie,
should
guys.
see it.
Yep. Definitely
But
give them
It's
your
2 hours 13 minutes, so bring
buckle down. Bring
buckle
some
down.
snacks.
Snacks, water, maybe like a catheter. All right, guys, that's the review. Like, comment, and subscribe.